In this video, I'm going to show you the initial setup for your bot builder. So we're going to click on bot builder, and then we're going to click on the bot manager to create and edit. So in here, you're going to find your bots. If you don't have your bots set up in here, you're going to see a little button up here to import your page. So this is the initial. We're just going to go over this part in this video here, and I'll show you exactly what it does. We're going to start down here at the bottom left. Is enable mark is seen. So when somebody sends you a message, I'm going to put test. As you can see, it's just test. It's not seen or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and enable mark seen. So what that will do is it'll make it look like you are somebody actually has looked at their message, because what you don't want is you don't want somebody to come to your page, especially if it's of a business or anything like that, and type in a question and nobody looks at it for 3 days. I've seen those plenty of times. So now I'm just going to delete this conversation real quick and test this button out. So now when I put in test, as you can see, now it says seen. So it's like somebody's actually right there, and you can see over here that somebody has written into your page. So now what we want it to do is, when do we want it to reply? We're going to set that up in the next video. But you have typing on settings. So we're going to do the typing on, and we're going to click disabled and click on the enabled part. So you have 0 seconds. So what this will do is, if your bot replies, it's instant. So it doesn't show anything typing. I like to usually keep it about 3. You don't want to keep it too much higher than that, because people will get annoyed after it's, when it's replying. So what that's going to do is, when I hit save and I go back in here, when it's typing back, it's going to show you the 3 little arrows here. Let me just show you really quick on the ZappyChat Facebook. So now within ZappyChat, if I test this button here, let me clear this out. So this one here, it shows get started, and I will show you that actually let me show you really quick. So right here it says enable get started. That is the next thing that we want to add. We want to enable the get started. So the difference between those two is as you can see on here, it doesn't have a get started button. But on this one here, it shows get started. So what this will do, as soon as they hit that button, it'll start engaging them. So as you can see, I hit the get started, and these 3 little dots here shows that it's typing. So it just gives a little bit more personalization when they are actually getting a response. So that's what the typing on settings does. The error log is if there's any errors. Let's say if you set up a bot and you forgot to put in a URL, or there's something wrong and it's not working, you'll get a report right here. You'll get a number. It'll say 1, 2, 3, whatever, and it'll tell you exactly what your error message is, and you can go and fix it. So we've already gone through the disabled getting started. So if I clear out this one here, so the only time you're going to see the get started button is at the very beginning, when they very first go and message your bot. You can set up a reply, so if they type get started, you can have it do it also. So if I hit get started, it's going to come up, it's going to say get started. It's not going to do anything at the moment because I don't have a bot set up for it. So the persistent menu, this is a really nice add-on that Facebook allows us to do. And to use this, you have to have the get started enabled. So let me go back again. As you can see in this one here, we do not have, once I hit the get started, we do not have a persistent menu over here. There's nothing there. So if we go to the ZappyChat, This is going to be your persistent menu, these 3 bars. So what we're going to do is going to create a menu so we can put these in here so they can have those at any time. So I'm going to go persistent menu. And I currently do not have one. I want to create a persistent menu. And the very first one you do, it doesn't matter what language you speak, if it's English, French, anything like that, you have to start with default. You can create additional persistent menus that are in different languages. There's a ton of languages here. So if your page is in a different language, Facebook will pick up on that and it'll use whatever language that you have built for it. So the composer input disabled. It depends on what you want it to do. So you have yes or no. What this will do, okay, is if I go here, see how I can type down over here? Now that is enabled. If I go back over here and I put this as yes, you want to disable it, then there will be nothing down here. They cannot type or anything like that. That is good for a lot of different things. So if you don't want to be, if you want to set up a complete animated system, automated system, then where they can't type anything in, it's all just push yes, no, and different things like that. You would turn that to yes, but we're going to leave it just as it is. So let me go back. I want to close out of that one. I want to open this one back up again. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a quick menu. And then what do we want that menu to link to? We can link it to a web URL, so you can put anything in over here. We can do a postback, which has been, go watch the postback video on how to do that. That's going to be under the bot builder and then template manager. So go watch that video there to learn how to build those. And then we also have nested. So what we're going to do is, in this case, we're going to actually, let me show you postback. I currently do not have anything, so it's nothing's going to show up there. So I'm going to go and add a nested menu. What this does is I can add a sub menu under here. So I can type in support and add a URL. And then you have 2 buttons here. If you want to add another level, this is going to be a top level. And then if we want, we can just use a URL here. So I can submit this and save it. If I want to add more here, I can click on the level 2 menu. So let's see, we go to sales. Well, let's put shop online. Same thing with the URL. I could do a nested as well, so I could do different parts of the shop or anything like that. So let's submit that. And then with any persistent menu, it doesn't matter if you're using a different program or a different system, then you come over here and you create one, or if you use one from here or wherever you use it, whatever you want to change your persistent menu, you always have to publish it. So that's all published. So now that we've saved the persistent menu, let's go back over to the page. We're going to test the button. We're going to hit the get started. You're not going to have anything until you hit this get started button. And now that we have the get started button, now we have the persistent menu over here. I'm going to click on this. Here's the quick menu. Here's the second top level menu. And so if we have, just click on this, it's going to bring us right to Google or wherever we push them to. If they click on this one here, has the submenus in it, so I click on this and it brings up a secondary menu. And then again, you can do a third menu underneath each one of these. So the quick reply email, phone, and location, if I click on that currently, there's not going to be any information here. That information you will find it under the bot builder, the second part of this video. So just real quick, you can download the email and phone list once you get it. you can set the email subscription reply. So if somebody signs up for an email subscription to get your newsletter or anything like that, you can set this up and you can have it reply to that. If you set it up for they want you to call them, you can set it up so once you get their phone number, you can send them a reply. And then they can actually set a location. So let's say if you're using an app where you build an app for a business that a taxi business, for instance, and it says what's your location. You can click on this button here. They can click on the location button. It'll actually send them a map, a Google map, right? And so the whoever is receiving it can get that map. So once they set that map, then they can also get a reply. And then again, like I had mentioned, you can download the email and the phone list. Now, when somebody is typing, or when somebody is engaging in your app, you're not going to get their phone number or the email address unless you ask for it. And again, I will show you that in the second part of this, the Bot Builder, Bot Manager editor. So here's the subscribers. What this will be is anybody who is, if you have that Get Started button and they click on that Get Started button, you automatically get their name. Okay, so you can download the subscriber list this way as well. But you will not get any additional information unless you request it. The bot settings is what we will go into next. I'll show you here really quick. So this is where you're going to build all your bots. That'll be in the next video. Disable bot. So if for some reason you want to disable the bot, let's say you have a business and you're building bots for companies, excuse me, they don't make a payment, you can go right in here, you can disable it until they make the payment. Then you have the delete bot. So let's say if you lose a customer and they never come back to you, you can definitely delete the bot. I do not suggest to delete a bot unless you are absolutely sure. Because let's say if somebody is paying you to manage their bots and build bots for them, and then they cancel the subscription, let's say a year down the road they want to come back to you, you can just enable it again instead of rebuilding the whole thing. So, but that's what the delete bot there. It is there just in case you need it. But that is the initial setup of the bot builder system. These all have to be pre-done before you start building your bots, and that'll be in the next video. Thanks for watching.